Welcome to the BizMiz project. Through these short digital resources, we aim to help you to improve your digital and social media literacy. We are glad that you have stopped by to learn more about how you can protect yourself in digital and social media environments. In this lesson, we are going to take a quick look at the topic of the credit and copyright. After this short video, you should have a better understanding of the importance of attributing credit to others. Let's start by discussing privacy and plagiarism, and why you should always give credit where credit is due. We begin with some definitions of key terms we use when discussing credit and copyright. The first term we'll look at is piracy. Piracy refers to the unauthorized distribution, theft, reproduction, copying, performance, storage, sale, or other use of intellectual property, protected under copyright law. It is a form of copyright infringement, so when you find something online that you want to use or copy, you need to make sure that you don't plagiarize. So what then is plagiarism? Plagiarism is presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own, with or without their consent, by incorporating it into your work without giving full acknowledgement to the source. All published and unpublished material, whether in manuscript, printed, or electronic form, is covered under this definition. Plagiarism may be intentional or unintentional, but either way, it should be avoided. Next, we will look at the term copyright, as some materials that you find online will be covered by copyright. Fundamentally, copyright is a law that gives you ownership over the things you create and gives other content creators rights over how their content and creations are used by others. Be it a painting, a photograph, a poem, or a novel, if you created it, you own it, and it's the copyright law itself that assures that ownership. So when this applies to others, if you find an image that you want to use on your blog, for example, you have to make sure that you're allowed to use it under the copyright laws, and always give credit to where you sourced the image. It's only fair. Finally, let's talk about fairness, or rather, fair use of content sourced online. In its most general sense, fair use is any copying of copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose, such as to comment upon, criticize, or parody a copyrighted work. Such uses can be done without permission from the copyright owner. In other words, fair use is a defense against a claim of copyright infringement. Your next question is most likely, what do we mean by transformative use? If this definition seems ambiguous or vague, that's because there are no hard and fast rules, only general guidelines and varied court decisions, because the judges and lawmakers who created the fair use exception did not want to limit its definition. Like free speech, they wanted it to have an expansive meaning that could be open to interpretation. If your use qualifies as fair use, then it would not be considered an infringement. When publishing content on your website, blog, or social channels, copyright, privacy, and plagiarism can be major concerns for you as both a sharer of information online, but also as a creator. These are concerns for people working in the creative sector, but they are also a worry for online entrepreneurs and influencers. We know that piracy and plagiarism are common in the digital world. It is easy to steal the content of others and not to give credit for the material. At the same time, if you are to develop your online business, it is recommended that you develop an online presence such as a blog, website, online shop, social channels, etc. But in order to populate these platforms, you need content and you need to be able to share your own creations with the world. So what do you do if you want to avoid being perpetrators of plagiarism and privacy? In order to avoid this, you must be aware that you should give credit to the author and do so properly. Cite where you found the quote you've included on your blog. Add a link to the original source of the text you've shared in a post. Mention the photographer who took the image you've posted on your website. There are several methods to quote properly, but in general terms, you should at least cite the name and surname of the author, the title of the work, text, blog, video, etc., from which the information has been taken, the date of publication, and the link to the website where the information was obtained. Some people might not consider the hard work that goes into creating things like a movie, song, novel, video game, software, or website. They may not realize that copying and pasting material they find online into their work without citing it is plagiarism. They may not understand that illegally downloading and sharing music, movies, and software is a form of stealing called piracy. In fact, respecting copyright and giving credit to the other creators of online content is very important. Regardless of the legalities that you could find yourself in trouble over, it is the right thing to do. When you share something online, you should allow your followers to recognize the work of others by citing where you source the information, content, images, or videos that you have found online. You have now completed this short video, which gave you an insight into why you should respect copyright when you are sharing information online. In our next resource in this model, we will support you to better understand the rights and protections you enjoy as an online content creator. For more resources that will help you to develop your digital and social media literacy, please visit the BizMiz e-learning portal at courses.bizmiz.eu.